I love you for sentimental reasons. Please do believe me. I've given you my heart. I love you, and you alone belong to me. Hello. Woohoo. Thought I'd come on for a little bit. It's hot as Hades here. But I thought I would. Jackie Burns, long time no see, chick. Hi, Donna Lane. Are we related? We have the same last name. I'm loving you already. Hi, Nightmare. Nightmare. Hi, Margie. I love you, and you alone belong to me. You like the bubbles? That's supposed to give you some serenity. So, what the heck is everybody doing? Do you guys really like the singing? Because I'm just joking around when I'm singing. Honest to God, I'm just joking around. I've sang all my life. I sing in the shower. I sing when I'm cleaning. Oh my gosh, Michelle, you were? I'm going to be doing some more fake bake tutorials in the coming couple weeks. So stay tuned and share with your friends. I'd appreciate it. Like and share. That's what it's all about, my friend. Really, Jackie? Do you really like that? I'm not a good singer. I know I'm not. But my heart is in it when I sing. Yay, Michelle Renee. Talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. Talk music. I don't know why I even sang that one. So what the heck is going on with everybody? I came upstairs. I got done eating. Got done doing my dishes. Had a late night getting my dinner ready. But I thought, you know what? I'll go on live for a few minutes. See what everybody's doing. Does it? I'm happy then, Margie. I got a couple videos I got to get out, and then I got to film a couple more videos. I wish I could say I was going to work out, but that would be a lie. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, Daveda, you really need to work out. But then I start to think about it seriously, and I go, I think that's a negative. Can I get a few more likes? There's 14 watching, and I've got 4 likes. I never used to do this, you guys. Honest to God, I didn't. But if I'm going to play the game, and if I'm going to retire, I have to get as much going on in this YouTube channel as I possibly can so I can retire and devote more time into my channel. So for that to happen, I need your help. If any of you like me, well, even if you don't like me, you can give me a thumbs down, but to Google, it is still recognizing the channel. Hi, Karen H., how are you? I'm not joking, right, Jackie? Did you really? You were making Halloween decorations all day, Donna? Well, I'm glad you're doing well, Karen H. Get those thumbs up, chicks. I appreciate it. And good night. No, I'm not really saying good night. I just got that from when I was a kid on the Andy Griffith Show. Gomer Pyle would go, good night. Well, I'm not ready to leave yet. Hey, Gloria, and her name is Gloria. Gloria. Cooba-dooba-dooby. How you doing, chickie? Should we sing a song? I'm going to sing a song. Okay. And you can sing along with me. Okay. Now, when I was young, it was a very, okay, no, forget that. Anyway, I was raised with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Vic Damone, you know, okay. There's this one song that Sinatra sang, and it was in a movie that he made. And I cannot remember the name of it. If you do remember the name of it when you hear this song, tell me, because I don't. But I used to sing this to my kids. Ready? Just what makes that little old ant think he can move a rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant. Sing it, kids. 'Cause he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got pie in the sky. He's got high hopes. So if you're ever feeling low, just remember though how that little old ant, and this is what I used to do with my daughter. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Kerplunk. We used to sing that all the time. Don't you love it? Well, hi, Evie. You're just listening. Well, you know what? We went night-night with you, and now you're up in the morning. Your husband thinks you lost it, Margie. Well, thank you for singing along with me. Okay, there's another one that Frank Sinatra sang, and it was in a movie that it's one of my very favorite Frank Sinatra movies with Doris Day, and it was Young at Heart. Does anybody know the movie Young at Heart? Pal Joey was a great movie. Thank you, Coobster. Okay, ready? Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. And I can't remember the second verse. To your mind, a narrow mind, and I don't know all of it. If you're young at heart, though you should survive to 105, look at all you derived out of being alive. Here is the best part. You have a head start. If you are among the very young at heart. Hey, Justin. Mike's not doing a very good job in protecting you. Well, what the heck does he have to protect you for? I love the 50s, Michelle. Oh, I'm glad, Evie. Doris Day, I used to love her. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Isn't that the truth? None of us know our future. I think in a way we would be scared to death to really know our future. You know what I'm saying? Do you like that, Bitey Cat? What was the movie he sang High Hopes? Oh, crap. It was the one, you know, I don't remember. I think, well, I can't tell you. If anyone remembers what actual movie it came from, I want to say it was Frank Sinatra and Kim, oh shoot, what was her name? Kim, was it Kim Douglas? I don't remember. But are you sure it was Pal Joey, Jackie? Wasn't? Well, you know what? You might be right. I'm thinking of the one where he was a junkie, but that was Monkey on My Back. I think you're right. I think it is Pal Joey. Hi, Lori. Woohoo! Lori's in the house. Then it was Pal Joey, guys. A hole in the head. That's right, Karen. It was a hole in the head. I used to sing that with Daisha all the time when she was little. And I'd say to her, okay, come on, Daisha, bring it on home, chick, bring it on home. When we get to the last verse. Hi, Carol Boyce, how are you? So what the heck has everybody been doing? Because I am sweating to death. It's still 80 degrees out here. And it's 10 o'clock at night. A little better than 10 o'clock. I'm tired of it, guys. I'm tired of it. You're going to see the Rat Pack musical in a few months, Evie? Are you kidding me? Oh, I love Bobby Darin. Oh, that shark bait with such teeth, dear. And it keeps it pearly white. That old Macneat, and I don't know what he says in that part. Oh, I can't remember that. When it's never a trace of red. Boom, boom. Da, 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 da. I can hum it, but I don't remember all the lyrics. Hey, Donna Lane. Nighty night, sweetie. Is it hot in Canada? Oh, Lori, it is so bad here. I am so over it. Are you being nice, Justin? You're still kicking, Joyce? You be nice, Justin. Come on. Give this old woman a break, mister. I'm just reading, you guys, real quick. Just reading. Impossible. Things are happening every day. Where'd that come from? Impossible. It's possible. Impossible. It's possible. Where'd that come from? Tell me what soundtrack or play on Broadway. It's possible. Oh, fall's I love fall. I love fall. Deb on the Move, you think this is the mildest summer you've ever had? That's right, Rachel Rose, Cinderella. Woohoo! Oh, Seussical. My granddaughter was in Seussical, Karen. No, Justin, you just be a nice guy and don't cause problems, and you are welcome in here. Okay? I just don't want anyone, any negativity, any other channels. I don't want it. I'm not dealing with it. But you be a nice stand-up guy, you are welcome here whenever. It's possible. Oh my gosh, Karen. Honestly, I'll tell you what, that little chick, she's got so much talent, it's not even funny. And I'm not just saying that because she's my granddaughter, but she really does. Do you guys like the dark atmosphere with the bubbles? I did this on purpose. What's everybody doing tomorrow? Doing anything exciting? Crafting in the AC, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't that a kick in the head? Evie, are you? I think that Evie might be a fan of Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., because I am. Tell me quick, ain't that a kick in the head? And remember Dean's song, everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. I wish he was still alive. Doggone it. Evie, where are you seeing that? Because I want to go if it comes out to LA. La 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 la. La la la. Right now. Hi, Annie. What the heck, chick? You are up late. You're going into the office to work. We have a new CEO who's starting tomorrow. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait. I can't see my clock. It's going on to 11 here. 11, 12, 12, 1, 1, 2. What the heck? What time do you go to work, Annie? No, I'm not going to kick you out, Justin. You be a stand-up guy. You can stay here forever. Forever! Okay? You just mind your P's and Q's, and I have no problem. Well, Annie, the way to look at it, and you know what I'm going to say, as long as we have a job, I mean, I guess be thankful. Although sometimes your place of employment, you just don't know for sure. You gotta take a little. No, you gotta give a little. Take a little. Sometimes even meet in the middle. That's the glory of, that's the story of love. My voice is going out, guys. Just woke up in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. I'm 52, but love that music. I was about 8 years old. I think my parents brought me up good music. They sure did, Evie. Because I'll tell you what, I was raised with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Vic Damone. And why is the other one making, I can't, he's still alive. He sang with Lady Gaga. Come on. Oh, I can picture him in my mind. Oh, come on. It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, you go do your dishes, Evie. That's right, Justin. You just keep telling me I'm Tony Bennett. Thank you, Michelle. Dear God, it was driving me nuts. Thank you, Evie and Carol Boyce. It was driving me crazy. And you know what? All my kids loved those singers and the big band era because they were raised in it. I was raised in it. They were raised in it. And do you know, even some of my grandkids know it? No joke. Thanks, Michelle. No, they really do. What other song should we sing? Give me another song in that era. Let's think. What kind of fool am I? But I don't know all the lyrics. Da 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 da. I don't know the lyrics. All right, go back to sleep, Annie. I don't want to keep you up. Oh my heavens, yes. Dean Martin, he was a sweetie. Your granddaughter wanted Frank Sinatra for Christmas last year. Oh, that's so cute. Just the way you look tonight. Oh, you're lovely. Never ever change. Keep that precious, I'm putting this in myself. Keep that precious look. And then I don't know other than you love me. And the way you look tonight. I love that song. Justin, I wish I was young enough that my parents, if I was still up. Oh, you're lovely. With your eyes, no, with your heart so crap. I gotta get my lyrics right. La 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 la. Mario Lanza. I remember him, but I don't remember his songs. Da, da, da. And the way you look tonight. Let's think of another one. Oh, gotta think. Have a good day tomorrow at work, Annie. You know, you guys, but honestly, come on. I don't care if you're my age or you're 30 years younger. Even my kids, and they range in age, they love the Rat Pack. They love all the songs of the, 40s, 50s, 60s. I mean, that's some good music right there, guys. Yes, we should have a sing-along. You know, the problem is with the sing-along I left my heart in San Francisco. Yep. I don't know all the words, or I'd sing more. The thing is with the sing-alongs, when you're online, you lag. So you're not exactly in timing with the other. But if you were in timing, it would be great. Oh, matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Catch me a catch. I think that's from West Side Story, isn't it? Isn't that the truth, Karen H? It was some of the best music ever. I'm trying to think. Because like I say, I don't know all the lyrics of everything. I know a little bit of things. Let's think. Oh, you guys, you got to sing this with me. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. Ready? That's, what is it? Amore. That's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much vino. In other words, wine. That's amore. Bells will bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Okay, Fiddler on the Roof. Okay, wait. There's one song I do know. I don't know it. If I were a rich man. I do that when I don't know the lyrics. When smoke gets in your eyes. That's all I know on that one. Justin, you're the coolest late 60s woman ever. God bless you. God bless you, Justin. Oh my gosh, Margie. I mean, honestly, that is one of the best songs. And you know what? I have gone many times to see Steve Tyrell, and he's the one that sang for Father of the Bride, the movie. Oh, you're lovely. He is the sweetest guy. And you know what, you guys, for any of you that don't know, he was the concert that I went to see with my girlfriends the night my daughter died. And I still want to get a hold of him because he'll always be a real part of my life because of the situation. But for you that don't know, I had gone with my girlfriends, and there were seven of us, and we went to go see him, and we had a place up on the second floor that was a private area. And I think God was in the midst of that for a reason because of what was to happen later. And he didn't come out, and he was supposed to come out at 8 o'clock. And I looked at my friend Terry, and I go, you know what? I said, something's weird, because I had a real foreboding feeling. And I thought, I wonder if something's happened, because at this point it was like 10 after 8. And I said, I wonder if something's happened. But I kept having this real foreboding feeling. And then all of a sudden, because we were in the MVP, where you paid more money, and he came walking out with his entourage to go down to start singing. And so I looked at Terry and I go, oh, I said, well, that, he's going down, to the stage. So that wasn't it. But I couldn't get this foreboding feeling away from myself. So an hour after the concert started, I had my phone turned off. And my friend Terry had her phone on. And my daughter, Daisha, had called, and because she couldn't get a hold of me because my phone was silent. So Terry went out to get the call. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was, her husband or her kids, whatever. She came back in and she said, Daveda, she said, you need to come out with me. She said, Daisha needs to talk to you. And I knew right then something was really bad, because Daisha wouldn't have done that if it wasn't something really important. And she said, Mom, I got on the phone. It was really loud because he was singing, so I could hardly hear her. And she said, Mom, she said, you got to get to Jason's, which is my oldest son. And I go, Daisha, what's happening? And she goes, Mom, you just need to get there. I said, Daisha, don't do that to me. I want to know what's going on. And she said, it's Tanya. And I said, what do you mean it's Tanya? And she said, she's in the ICU at St. Joseph's in LA. And I said, and just as she said that, I just fell right there. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, I just fell. Your mind just goes weird when something like that happens. So all of them got up, and I said, please, I don't want all of you to leave. Just enjoy the show. And they go, no, there's no way we can stay here. Well, anyway, I wasn't driving that night. My friend Cindy was driving. And do you know, I couldn't remember how to get to my son's house. I did not remember how to get to my son's house, if you can believe that. Anyway, how Cindy found it, I don't know. It was all a blur. So I get to the house, and Jason just starts crying and ran up to me and hugged me. So we got in the car. We got to St. Joseph's, and Tanya was on life support. And I knew she was gone. I knew she was by looking at her. And she was a donor. She wanted to donate everything to different people that needed it. And I didn't know that. She had never told me. And so they were keeping her alive. At the very moment I saw her, I didn't realize, but my other son was laying in the bed with her. But I knew by looking at her, she was no longer with us, really. She had a massive brain aneurysm. And so she stayed in that state for a few days because they have to keep the organs warm so they can be transported to whoever, especially the liver and heart and all that. And anyway, how the heck did I get off on this? Do you realize how I digress? It's crazy. What did I just do? Anyway, so that's what happened. And I always have wanted to get in touch with Steve Tyrell to tell him he was a very instrumental part. I don't know if instrumental is the right word, but a part of my life that he doesn't even realize that he was a part of. But yep, that's what happened. That's my story, Morning Glory. Sometimes in the past, hi, Pat. I haven't said hi to anybody right now, hardly, so I got to say hi real quick. Thanks, Lori. Sometimes it's hard, you know. I always try to keep strong, but sometimes I think what's the hardest, well, there's a couple things. Sorry, guys. I didn't expect this to happen. What the heck? I didn't expect that to happen. I think the hardest first is my grandkids and to see how they struggle, you know, and they're adults. I mean, well, Blake's not an adult. He's still 15. But my two granddaughters are adults. I mean, my oldest granddaughter's 20. She'll turn 20. Well, actually, she turned 29 on the 5th of August. And my other granddaughter, both of these are daughters of Tanya, and she'll be 28 on the 28th of September. And then Blake just turned 15 recently. But you know, you look at this and you watch what they're going through, and there's nothing you can do to take it away. And that's what's really hard for me. I mean, my one granddaughter, she'll go and sit at the cemetery and just be by her grave, you know, for hours. And you think to yourself, I wish I could take this, you know, but you can't. You can't take the hurt from her. Or Blake, you know, and I try to talk to Blake when I see him, and I kind of feel it out to see if he wants to talk about it. And if he doesn't want to talk about it, I don't push it. But if he does want to talk about it, I always let him know, you know, that I'm there to listen. But the other part for me, for a mother, is knowing that, you know, you're never going to see her again. And she's not going to be with her kids or her grandkids, you know. And I try to always stay positive, you know, and try to think of other things. But sometimes it's hard. And I think why it's hard for me right now is because Ashley, my oldest granddaughter, her daughter, Tanya's daughter, just had her birthday. And on August 5th. And so I remember being in the hospital room. I got to tell you this story. And some of you that don't know me or don't know my channel, you're going, why is she talking about her daughter and in labor? Just go with it. And if you don't want to listen, that's fine. You can log off. But the rest of you that do know me at all, this is kind of a funny story. So I got to the hospital and it was in the middle of the night. And so her husband was having a hard time with the breathing and all that. He was just a nervous wreck. So I was kind of leaning over the bed and I was breathing with her, right? And so then she starts to get into the transition part of labor. And so I'm really, over her and telling her, okay, Tanya, the cleansing breaths. And for any of you that have had kids, you know what I'm talking about. So the cleansing breaths and all that. Okay, so after Ashley was born, and it was a couple hours later, Tanya's holding Ashley, and we're talking, and I said, you did so good. You'd have to know Tanya. Tanya's very outspoken, and she's just straight to the point. And I mean, she was very loving, but I mean, she just called a spade, and that's just the way it was with her. I don't know who she got that from, but anyway. So I said to her, I go, Tanya, I said, you know what? I said, you did so good, chick. And she goes, Mom, she goes, the only thing I remember is when I was in the throes of the really hard labor, I could smell your stupid double mint gum. I go, really? That's all you have to say to me is you could smell my double mint gum? Because that's the only gum I really like and I chew. And I still to this day chew double mint. We started cracking up. We were crying. We were laughing so hard. And so we would always talk about that in years later, is about the double mint. She goes, Mom, honest to God, she goes, that's all I remember. And I go, well, you know what? I said, that's a good thing because it kind of got your mind off of what you're going through. She goes, not really. No, not really. She goes, but I do remember that double mint gum. Shit. Oh, Tanya. Oh, she was a trip. Hi, Deidre. How you doing? I'm going to say hi to everybody now, okay? Because I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. I'm just bearing my soul to you. Jackie Burns, Donna Lane, Not Mar, Margie Flores, Michelle Renee, Deb on the Move, Karen H. I think I got Donna Lane already. Gloria, Crafting with the Heart, Gloria, Kubi. I'm going Evie, Rachel Rose. I'm still going down. Justin, let's not forget Justin. Bitey Cat, Annie, she's in bed now. Lori Coley, I think I said hi to you already. Carol Boyce. Nighty night, Donna. I think I got everybody. I think I did. Let me see. I think I did. Start with Pat, Karen H, Lucy's World. Forgive me if I didn't get one of you. It's not that I didn't mean to. Oh, Michelle. I don't know why I'm so emotional right now. Dang it. I don't like to get like that. You prayed with me in May. Well, I was with my husband in hospice. I'm glad it helped, Michelle. Okay, Pat, you're going to class? Let's see. My uncle had major brain aneurysm and he lost all of his memory. He was totally different. You know, Justin, and that's in a way, well, I mean, of course I would have wanted her to live and survive, right? But no. Yeah, no, I would never want to ignore anybody. I want to acknowledge everyone that's in here. Yeah, double mint gum. Yeah, Jackie. I was praying that she would make it, but the fact of the matter was that the doctor showed me, because my granddaughters, like I said, keep in mind they're adults, okay? And they were adamant that their mom was going to be okay. And I knew she wasn't as soon as I looked at her, and I knew she was gone. And they kept saying to the doctor, no, we want to keep her on life support, until she wakes up. And I knew me saying anything to them wasn't going to mean anything, right? Because in their hearts, they wanted her to make it. And so the doctor, he was so kind, because you meet a lot of assholes, let's just get real. Some of them have no bedside manner whatsoever. And I was more worried about my granddaughters. And I thought, oh God, please be, gentle in what you're saying to them. Because like I said, I already knew she was gone. They didn't want to believe it. And I didn't say anything to them. So the way that he showed them, because they just wanted to keep her on life support. And to this day, if they had done that, she'd still be in the exact same state she was, but she wouldn't be alive. It would be the machines keeping her alive. And so he brought in an MRI of a brain that was functioning, and then he brought in Tanya's, and that has stayed with me forever. And I can still close my eyes and still see it. But there was nothing. I mean, there was nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. And he explained it, and he said, when you have a major brain well, it wasn't, he didn't say major, it was a massive brain aneurysm. He said that blood has nowhere to go. Okay, he said, and the brain is not made of muscle, it's made of tissue. And he said, and when that blood goes in there, it just completely annihilates the brain. And he said, that's what you're seeing. He said, so you could keep, and this is him talking to my granddaughters, I'll never forget him. I will never, because he was so trying to make them understand, but he was so kind. He said, you could walk out of here and come back 5 years later and you would see her in the same state. He said, there is nothing in her brain that's left. He said, now the heart, because she was a donor, like I said, she loved the military and she left a lot of her donations to the military. And he said, the brain, okay, I got to remember how he said that. He said the heart can live without the brain. The brain can't live without the heart. So that's why they kept her, in that state, because they, her wish was to have everything donated. But he said, if I was to turn off this machine right now, he said, everything would stop. And so he did turn off the machine to show them, and she wasn't breathing without the machine. And then he did where he stuck her with pins, and there was no reflex. And then he also put down a tube way down her throat, and there was no gag reflex whatsoever. And, and he looked at them, and he said, your mom is gone. And I thought, had he not been the one to do that, bless their hearts, I mean, they would have, wanted to keep her on that, thinking she would wake up. But she wasn't going to wake up. And sometimes it's so hard. Because as the grandmother, you got to be strong for them, and then you think to yourself, God, why didn't you take me and not their mom? But that's the way, he wanted it, I guess. And I think it's hard because her birthday's coming up next month, Ashley's birthday just passed, like I said. Why am I telling you all this? Why am I sitting in the dark with bubbles telling you all this? I'll tell you why. Because I feel comfortable telling you this. Because you've been there with me, a lot of you, for a lot of years, right? But her birthday's coming up, and I think that's why things are hitting me the way they are. And I'll tell you what, a couple of years ago, I don't think it hit me as hard. You just never know when it's going to hit you hard. You just don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know why. But sometimes it hits harder than other times. And unfortunately, this year is a harder time for me. Anyway, what was the show that used to be on that would go anyway? I cannot remember. Gosh, what show was that? And it was it wasn't Taxi. It was back in the 80s, I believe. And at the end of the show, it would go, anyway. It's going to drive me nuts now. I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, I'm going to go from the bottom up. Jackie Burns' terrible year. Yes, it has been. Carol Boyce, that is true. You never know. No, you never do. Lori Coley, why not? You're here with friends. It's good to hang out. Yes, it's true. Let it out. We're here for you. Love you so much. Deb on the move. Thank you, Deb. Because you know you can and we care. Lucy's World. Thank you, Lucy. Eleman W50. Hi, Eleman. What day is her birthday, Karen? Tanya's September 24th was her birthday. We have to believe we will be with our loved ones again. I do definitely believe that, Jackie. Oh, thanks, Deidre. I can feel the hug. Yeah, Karen H. He was so sweet. And that's what, it's so sad when doctors don't, you know what I mean? And he was so patient and he just let them, he let us all stay in there for such a long time. But they can only let it go so long because there was someone that needed her heart, and we had just gotten home. Gosh, we hadn't been home more than maybe 6 hours, not even 6 hours. And we got a call at 2 a.m. And they said that there was a recipient for her heart, but they had to get it to them. And if we wanted to say our final goodbyes, that we had to get down there. Well, we live like an hour and a half from LA, okay? So my son, I got over to his house and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And so we got to LA, to St. Joseph's. And we went in and they gave us a half hour and we said our goodbyes and, just hugged her and all that. And then they did the, and I was so glad it was early in the morning. Because at this point it was almost 3 a.m. But I'm telling you what, the precision that they do this kind of stuff with it was crazy. It was nuts. And you know how they have the walk of, I can't remember what they call it, but it's where when people are donating, how everyone stands out in the corridor as the gurney's going down. Well, they did that. And I remember walking behind the bed, and as we got right to the point where they were going to take her in to take her organs, these 2 guys came out with an armed guard. And just like clockwork, it was bizarre. It was almost like a Twilight Zone moment. And they got in front of the gurney and they had uh, oh, come on, ice chest, a red ice chest to take the organ in. And I remember thinking to myself as I was walking behind that bed, I was thinking, I'm walking behind this bed that she's laying in, and she's gone. And she's giving her organs to somebody so they can live. And I remember there was a part of me that just wanted to scream and say, no, this is so weird. And we were in the same hospital that she gave birth to all 3 of her kids. And I remember inside of me, I was screaming. And I remember that so vividly. And then I watched them turn to the right to go, and she was gone. And we started walking back towards the door to leave. And I remember saying to Wendy, my daughter-in-law, I said, and I just wanted to know she would be in heaven. And I said, Wendy, I said, what time is it? Because I didn't have a watch on. I said, what time is it? And she said, it's 3:15. And I'm a Christian, so I believe, in the Bible, I believe in Jesus Christ. And in the Bible, John 3:15 is, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall have everlasting life. And I knew God was talking to me. And I knew she was going to be in heaven. But there's times that I wish so bad that I could just talk to her. But I knew that she did such a great thing, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that I was able to come on here and just talk to people, because sometimes it's just getting it out, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to be able to talk about it. And there's other times, you know what? Next year, I might be okay. It might not hit me this way. It's the most bizarre thing. I might be to where, of course, I'll feel certain things, but I may not break down like I am right now. And you just never know. You never know when it's going to hit you this way. But I am glad. And I feel very blessed to have all of you that I can kind of bear my soul, So I thank you for that. I want to thank you very much for, listening to me, even if you're thinking, oh, chick, are you ever going to go to bed? I'm teasing. I'm kind of teasing with you. But anyway, I always have to put a joke in there somewhere, right? I know, Kathy. I know you went through a lot with your little granddaughter. Yep, that's what she was, Karen. She was a donor. And she was very specific. I mean, I can't tell you what we went through with all the paperwork, but she was very specific on the military. Anyone that got her cornea in her eyes, she had really pretty eyes, but that she wanted the military to get her cornea, and she wanted her skin to go to burn victims. And what was the other thing? There was another thing too. Her skin, eyes. I believe it was her heart that she wanted to go to military. And then I got a card from a person. I mean, she gave everything. She gave bones. I mean, she gave it all. And I got a card about 6 months after she passed, and it was from a girl And she said, I just want to thank you because of your daughter's generosity. She said, I was able to be with my family and go, they were skiing in the winter. And I don't know what part of bone she gave. They didn't go into specifics about that, but she wanted to thank me, but really meaning to thank Tanya for what she did, that she was able to go skiing. So I don't know, it must have been her legs, that you don't ski with your arms, right? Well, you do kind of, but you know what I'm saying. But that's the only person I ever heard anything from. Yeah, she did. She helped a lot of people, Karen H. She did. I do see my granddaughters, Deidre, and I do constantly keep up with them on Instagram, and also my grandson. Actually, I'm going to be seeing my grandson in October. We're all getting together at Jason's, and then I'll also see them in September. But I do keep up with them all the time. I mean, because they're adults. I mean, they're 29 and 28 years old. But I do keep up with them all the time on Instagram. Yeah, it was Lucy's World. It was very good. Very good. Yeah, Michelle, I guess sometimes you just have to get it out, because a lot of times I just keep it in. And you know what, Deidre? Honest to God, and any of my kids, if they were here right now, they would tell you. I said, I wish I could look into the eyes of someone that had her corneas, and I wish I could just hug someone that had her heart, to feel it beating. And I know that sounds bizarre, and some people wouldn't want to, you know what I mean? Because to them it would be, oh, I don't want to. I can't. And I respect that. But for me, I would love to have felt her heart beating, or to look in their eyes, And I think it's just individual. It's an individual thing, right? But I would love to have experienced that. I feel so sad. I talked to my grandfather, and he is 100 years old, but he is starting to lose his mental ability. He used to co-own Sylvan Learning. I remember you saying that, Justin. That's great. I mean, God bless him. That is really neat, Justin. That's something to be proud of. Yes, yes. My girls, especially Brianna. Brianna looks a lot like Tanya did. A lot like Tanya. Ashley looks more like her dad, but Brianna looks a lot like her mom. And you know what's funny is it's been really hard for Jeremy this year. And Jeremy, my middle son, he kept wanting just to deny the whole thing. In other words, he hasn't been over to where she lived at all. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to look at it, nothing. And a lot of times when we go to the gravesite just to sit there and be with her, he doesn't want to do that either. He wants to try to just put it out of his mind. And I keep telling him, I said, Jeremy, there's going to come a point you've got to acknowledge this. You've got to feel the pain. Because if you don't, it's going to manifest in another way. It will manifest. I don't know how it'll manifest, but if you don't feel the pain of a loved one once they pass, and just acknowledge it and purge it, meaning what I mean by that is crying and feeling the pain, it's going to come out in another way. And, he kept wanting to deny it. And just this year is when it hit him. Okay. And he really has been going through a hard time because he just didn't want to acknowledge. And I think a lot of people do that, but the thing is, you have to acknowledge it, because if you don't, it can make you sick. I mean, it really can. And it's going to come out, whether it's stress related, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but, possibly panic attacks or ulcers or, whatever. It's going to, you've got to get it out. And this is what I kept trying to tell him. And he finally did. He finally started to feel the pain. And you've got to feel that pain to be able to get past it. If you don't feel that pain and you keep shoving it down, you've still got to deal with it. It's just a matter of when you want to start. And you don't necessarily want all the other crap to go on before it, if you could just feel it. And feeling it is extremely hard, but I mean, there's no getting out of it. I just wish I could have more dreams about her, Yeah, Lori, and Ori, I wanted to tell you right now, I'm talking right to you. Don't you ever feel like you can't come into my lives or chat with me. I don't ever want you to feel like you can't do that because of someone else. Don't ever do that. Anyone is welcome into my lives or when I pre-record something. And no one's going to say something to stop it. I want you to know that, okay? And anyone hearing this, even in a replay, you want to come into my lives, you come into my lives. You let me deal with it. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, like you said, you haven't celebrated Christmas, or you can't go to your dad's house. And as hard as it is, Lori, you have to acknowledge the pain. And I think that's the hardest part, because you don't want to feel that pain. You don't want to feel it. You don't want to go there, because it brings you right back to whatever it was. But to get any better, you have to. You have to do it. And I remember, you guys, sitting, because it took a while before the funeral, because when you're a donor, you just don't donate everything and then you go right on to a burial. It doesn't work that way. It took a couple weeks, and it was driving me insane, knowing that she was at the corner. Just the thought, because that's my child, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't take this. I mean, it was really getting to me. But in the interim of all that, there were times I would scream to the top of my lungs and just scream and cry. And, I mean, if you could have seen me, you would have thought, oh my God, she's gone. She's completely lost her mind. There's no getting her back, if you would have seen me. But I had to do that. And I would look at baby pictures, and I would listen to songs that she loved. And I remember Mark, my husband, coming in, he goes, why are you torturing yourself like this? Why are you doing this? And I said, you don't get it. I said, I have to do this. I have to do this. Because if I don't do this, it's going to come out in another way, because I still need to grieve her. I still need to mourn her. And I said, and if you don't want to listen to it, go somewhere else, because I will do this until I'm done. And that's just what I said. You have to feel it. You have to feel it. And it's something nobody wants to feel. But you can't get past it until you feel it. So if any of you take anything away from this tonight, and God, I hope you don't go through it, But if there's a time, and it could be even a friend, it doesn't necessarily have to be a blood relative, but it could be somebody that you were very close to. Let yourself feel the pain and deal with it that way. Because once you deal with the real pain of it, and to feel it, and to go through it, and to grieve it, and to mourn it, no matter what that looks like, it looks different for everybody. Some people might not scream, they might not hit things, they might not, whatever. They may have a different way of dealing with it. But the bottom line is we all do deal with it. And to get anywhere past the pain, that initial gut-wrenching, awful, wish I could die, please, dear God, when I wake up, let it be a dream kind of pain. You've got to go through it. And if you have friends that you know that you can go to, or you can just, like I'm doing right now, I'm just bearing my soul and letting you guys hear it. But it's cathartic, and it's healing to me to do this. And God bless each and every one of you that have stayed here and not said, I got to go to bed today. Okay, bye-bye. Which I would get if you have to go to work. But, if you can just have a friend that will listen to it and understand it. Honest to God, I do believe that is your first step into healing, is to go ahead and feel that pain. And I want to thank you guys, all of you that stayed with me and allowed me to feel what I was feeling. And I try not to do it. I try not to come on and make, you know what I mean? That's not me. I usually stay to myself and deal with it. But like when I do a montage, when it's on her birthday or the day she passed, or what, those are the 2 days I do that. But sometimes, it just gets to you, and sometimes you don't want to be alone. You don't want to have to deal with it by yourself. And I really do appreciate, and you guys really do mean a lot to me for allowing me and for you to be here to let me do that. I hope, Deidre, I really do want to have a dream about her. I don't want to make you cry, Lori, but I do want you to feel it. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I do want you to feel it, because until you feel it, you can't go through it, if that makes any sense. Oh, Deidre, you come to any of my lives or my pre-recorded. Don't ever let anyone stop you from that. Karen H. and I still think he is going to get out of his place and live on his own. And then I hope that does happen, Justin. Jackie Burns, I haven't had dreams about Jim either. I hope you do. Every day can be a struggle when it comes to grief. It can help a lot to have friends, or even sometimes a stranger who will share and listen. That's right, Nightmare. Oh, Justin, poor guy, it's probably worse for you than him. When my brother passed away, I was 2 months pregnant with my son, and my brother was my best friend. He was so awesome. My ex wanted me to just snap out of it as far as grieving. Yeah, no, you don't just snap out of it. Sorry, ex-husband. You don't snap out of it. I think the worst thing is when your employer gives you added BS on top. Oh boy, isn't that the truth, LMN? It is hard to grieve, Kathy, but you have to let yourself do it, and I know that's hard. Grief is love with nowhere to go. That's right. Hardest time is after the funeral. And Jackie, the day of Tanya's funeral, I remember watching, and I looked around, and I remember this. I remember looking around to everybody, and I remember thinking, and they all meant well. They all meant well. But I knew as soon as they left the next day, their lives would go on. And they would think of her. I know they would. But their lives would really, for the most part, go back to normal. And my life would be never the same. So, yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. Hi, Mary Morse. Yeah, it's very hard. My brother gave me away at my wedding to him, so he should have known I couldn't snap out of it. Exactly, Deidre. Yeah, Justin, life goes on, but they were our loved ones. And the one thing I hate, is when an older parent or grandparent passes and people go, well, he lived a good life. I don't care if that person lived to be 200. That person is still a significant part of your life. You don't say that. If you don't know what to say, I don't know what to say. Just know I'm here. That's all you got to say. Thank you, Lucy's World. Oh, I'm so glad, Lori. Please, please keep it up. Go talk to someone. And Lori, as hard as it is, feel your pain, because by feeling your pain, you will begin to heal. And when I say heal, I don't mean you're going to snap out of it and go back to normal. We'll never have a normal. You never have a exact normal again. But you do begin to heal that raw pain that you're feeling. No one ever tried to stop me from coming to your lives, Daveda. No one could. Well, I'm glad, Deidre. Were they horrible, LMN? That's awful. No, it's never the same, Jackie. Hi, little lady. How are you, sweetie? I know, Nightmare. Isn't that the truth? And you know, when you lose, and I remember going to the reception after, when she passed, and I remember the cars going and people walking and everything's going on, and life just went on. And all you want to do is just scream to the top of your lungs going, can you stop for 5 minutes? I just lost my child. Can you please? And then your reality comes back and you realize, but their life hasn't stopped. Their life is still going on. Life goes on, you know? Yeah, it's bizarre. It is bizarre. But what are we going to do, right? What are we going to do? That's when you lean on friends. You know, that's all you. Can you see me? Am I still on? Oh, good. because my battery's going out. Something happened. My battery's dying. Okay, real quick. My battery's dying real quick. Guys, I want to pray real quick, okay? Okay, I'm going to pray real quick. Can you hear me? Father, I just ask you to be with everyone right now. Thank you, Father, that you brought all these people into my life tonight. I'm so thankful for all of these people and for their genuine heart and their love, Jesus. You know what I'm feeling. You know what I'm going through. And you know the heart of everybody, what they're feeling right now and the loss that they've had. Everyone has their own story, Lord. You know the hurt, and only you can really give that peace. I just pray that everyone will look to you, Jesus, that you are the one to give them peace, and that we all do have to go through our own sort of grieving, whatever it takes for us to go through what we need to go through. Father, I just ask you just to put your arms around everybody now that is watching this and that will watch this on replays, that you will let them know that you really are there and that we can turn to you. In a time like this, God, all we're going through in this world, we need to know we have something that we can look to and cling on to. I thank you for all these people that are my friends and that are here for me. I thank you that you've brought everyone into this stream tonight. Everyone that was supposed to be here was here, and I thank you for that. I thank you so much. I love you, and we pray and we ask you to keep us all protected and our families protected as we go forth into this next day. We ask this in your Son's name. In Jesus' name, amen. Love you guys. Love to you all. Love you guys.